All right. Well, welcome guys to our Diamond Mastermind Invitational. This is something that, don't worry, I'm going to explain sort of what this is all about and what you can expect from this series of calls. We are going to be going over the next 5 weeks doing these calls for you. But we really appreciate, I know this is kind of not a ton of a notice that you guys got for this call, so I really appreciate you all being here and taking the time to invest in your business. So I'm going to go ahead and start the screen share. I'm going to screen share from my laptop, actually, see if this works. Is this working? All right, hold on. Can you guys see anything?
All it says on my end is Vanessa Fernandez has started screen sharing. Double click to enter full screen mode.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to be fancy here because one of my computers doesn't really connect well to the internet and the other one does. So anyways, well, I'm just going to go ahead and go on with the call. So this is a call that it's going to be a series of calls. Here we go. Let's see if it works now.
You're good.
All right, there we go. Okay, so this is going to be, oh Lord. Okay, sorry. This is going to be a call or a series of calls that my success partners and I, we have put together for you guys to really take your business to the next level. I know a lot of you have Diamond in mind, and obviously Diamond is a great goal, but even beyond that, we want to be looking beyond that. We want to be looking at the leadership ladder. We want to be looking at just a long-term sustainable business. So that is what we're hoping to give you, is a really good foundation, a really good push to just take your business as far as you want it to go. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what it takes to be successful. We're going to have a little bit of truth talk, a little bit of just honesty, because I know that that's what's going to help you the most to really see progress, because nobody wants to spin their wheels and think that they're doing the things that they should be doing and not seeing the progress. You'd rather just know this is what you need to do, right? At least I would. So here's what you can expect these next 5 weeks. We are going to be talking next Sunday. And again, this is kind of like one of those clubs that always moves times and always moves days. Next week, we're going to be on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. But then after that, we'll be on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we did that mostly because of Halloween being next Saturday and everything. So next Sunday, we're going to be talking about closing with confidence and overcoming objections. The next week, we're going to be talking about finding balance in your business and leading from the front. The next week, duplicatable systems. And then the final week, just how to get out of your own way. So that's kind of what you can expect from these next couple of weeks and what we want to communicate with you. So why are we doing this? Because we want a space where we can have some real talk with you as leaders in our downlines, as leaders in our teams. We also want to have a space where we can have some high-level strategy talk. You know, when we do our normal calls and when you listen to a National Wake Up call or you listen to a BTFP call, those are great. But because those calls are for everyone, you kind of have to, you know, not dumb it down, but put it to sort of like even a newbie coach could understand what you're talking about and kind of, you know, help them get started. But at some point, you know, you need a little bit more meat. You need a little bit more high-level strategy. So that's what we want to give you in these calls. And then the final piece that we want to give you is increased accountability. So we've added everyone to a Facebook message group. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we're going to use that Facebook message group. But basically, you know, if you really want to push to grow your business in this next 5 weeks in a significant way, you've got to set some lofty goals, and you've got to have some people checking in on you that you've actually done what you know you should do. Because it's easy to say it, and sometimes we get to the end of the day and we're tired, but we haven't done what we said we were going to do. And having this message and having this group, it's kind of like our challenge groups. You see everybody checking in, getting their work done, and you're like, all right, it's late, I want to veg, but I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to do it. So it's just going to give you that increased accountability to move your business forward. So what we're going to do in the group message is at the end of every call, there will be a call to action. There will be something, there's not going to be homework. There's not going to be assignments. If you've been in other diamond push groups, we're not going to really ask a whole lot of you other than you, at the end of each call, figure out what you need to do. Set a date, get it done, and then brag about it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I hit Success Club, I want to tell my husband, or I want to tell my Success Club partners. Like, it's no fun to just, I hit Success Club, and I'm not going to tell anybody, and I'm just, yay me. But like, we're in this group, let the momentum of everyone getting things done, let the momentum of people accomplishing things spur you on to accomplish things and get excited about it and share. That's part of the community. That's part of the beauty of coaching. So that is what we'd like to do in these group messages. All right, so how to be successful. There are sort of 3 categories of people on this call. You might be a newbie coach. You might be in your very first month as a coach. You may have no coaches under you. You may have just hit Success Club, or maybe you haven't quite hit it yet, but you're close. Here's what it will take for you. Let's say if you want to hit diamond by the end of these 5 weeks. And let me say that you absolutely can. Anything that you decide to do, like if you say, this is what I want to do, this is where I want my business to be in 5 weeks, the only thing that would hold you back from doing that is yourself. So do not underestimate the power of intention and the power of deciding that this is what you want to do. If you wanted to hit diamond in the next 5 weeks, let's say 4 to 5 weeks, all you would need to do is add 2 coaches per week. That's all you would need to do. That's an easy goal that you can break down each week. Add 2 coaches. At the end of 4 weeks, you have 8 coaches, which is what you need to hit diamond. You also need 2 emeralds, but we're going to talk more about that later. Now, this might seem crazy. You've just started as a coach. You're just getting your mind wrapped around things. You're just getting things started. You don't even really understand what diamond means yet. But what do you have to lose to set that goal, to go after it, to stay accountable to the actions that are going to move your business forward? Whether or not those actions get you to diamond is kind of irrelevant. The important part is that because of the goal you set, your actions are going to be incredibly momentum building for your business. So what do you have to lose? 2 coaches per week. At least shoot for it. You never know. Maybe you surprise yourself and you sign up 3 coaches a week instead of 2. You never know until you give it your all and you give it with passion. Now, I think the biggest thing that holds newbie coaches back from going all in from day one, and at least this was the case for me, maybe you can relate, maybe not, is that thought, they'll misunderstand me. If I start off my business so excited, asking everyone, inviting everyone, making this giant list of people, and just laying it out there, they'll misunderstand me. They'll think that I just want their money. They'll think that I'm this totally ingenuine person because I just started and what do I know? And they'll you just start already imagining what people are going to judge you for. Try to put that out of your mind. You cannot control what other people think of you. Whether you go for it with gusto or whether you post one selfie and that's it, and you never post anything else, people may or may not judge you. There's no level of excitement that will cause people to judge you more or judge you less. So do what's going to move your business forward. And one way that I like to word it, everybody has their own scripts, and we're going to be sharing those scripts with you in the future, but it's to just say something like, I am so excited about this new opportunity. I have big plans to change others' lives and my own. Would you like to learn more about this company and this business? If you share from the heart, if you share how excited you are, if people can see and feel that, believe that, I think everyone has pretty good intuition, right? When you meet someone and you can tell that they're just after you for a buck, no matter what they say, you just feel their spirit coming out at you. And so the same thing, if you have a genuine heart to help others and to give and to share this amazing opportunity, that vibe will go ahead of you. It will go before you. And so that's just a little side thing of just don't let that keep you from going for it, even as a newbie coach. All right, so let's say now you're a new-ish coach. You've only been 2 to 5 months coaching. Maybe you have 2 to 4 coaches. You've built some credibility with your audience. Now is the time to push. This is just an optimal time as a newbie coach, new-ish coach, to really push, to really get a good recruiting base in your team. If you want to hit diamond, you need to recruit between 1, ideally 2 coaches per week. But if you have 4 coaches, you have 4 weeks, 1 coach per week to get you to the 8 coaches that you need. And you also need to be thinking about starting a 10 days to Emerald training. You need to start envisioning your team. Even if you only have 2 coaches or 3 coaches, you need to start envisioning them for why they should hit Emerald, why they should want it. Being a leader means that you envision your followers and let their own desire prompt them to take action. So you don't have to, be on them checking, have you hit Emerald yet? Have you talked to this person yet? Don't worry about that. Just worry about telling them how great it is when they hit Emerald, all the perks that they'll get by hitting Emerald, and let their own desire get them started and get them rolling. So newish coaches, this is your time, really, really your time. Hitting diamond more or less is a 3-month goal. So if you are in these 2 to 5 months, you are in optimum position to hit diamond. All right, now I want to talk to the experienced coaches who have been coaching for 6 months or more. Maybe you've done a push before. Maybe you have an Emerald already. Maybe you're super close and it's frustrating because you feel like you're so close and you have been for so long. I can totally relate to you. I had all the coaches I needed except for 1 Emerald from June to November. I was 1 Emerald away from diamond from June to November. And no matter what I did, I could not get that diamond or that Emerald to appear in my downline. And finally, I just signed my dad up and got him to the Emerald, and I was like, forget this. But it's frustrating when you feel like I've done a push and I've tried another push and I did another push and I'm so close and I'm not there yet. If you are in this group, you have a lot of things going for you and you have a lot of pitfalls that you need to avoid just mentally in your own mind. You really need to work on duplication with your coaches, transferring your vision for this business to them, helping them to see the potential, helping them to see why it's worth it when they're tired at night to do their invites anyways, or why it's worth it to wake up 10 minutes earlier and do their personal development. You really have to work on taking the time when you feel like you've said it a million times, they're only just getting it. And that's the hard work of leadership, is just transferring your vision to them. And this is the time also when you need to dig deep and do a recruiting blitz. And recruiting blitzes are exhausting sometimes, but they are the absolute best way to grow your business. I don't know if you've seen that video. Becca has posted it a few times. It's not someone from Beachbody. It's someone who's been in a network marketing. He trains people to run their network marketing businesses in a professional level. And basically what he said is, to get your business off the ground, you need to do a big recruiting push and try and recruit 30 people. in 30 days, I think, or something like that, which is a ton. It's really a ton. But even if you can't get 30 people, if you can get a good group all at once in in 1 month, whether it's 5 people, 8 people, 10 people, all starting at the same time, that is going to do wonders for your coaching, for your team, for your momentum. It's something where you have to invite a gazillion people. You have to be talking about coaching every single day on social media. You have to run sneak peeks. You have to get on the phone with people. Yes, get on the phone with people. Talk them through their fears. Get to know where they're at. It is hard work, but there is nothing better than doing that to build your business. So I'm talking to you experienced coaches. You've got it down, running the challenge groups. You've got down, hitting Success Club more or less. Recruiting Blitz should be on your next horizon. All right, if you're in any of these groups, no matter what group you're in, each of these groups, you need belief. You need to believe in yourself and in this business. So here's the thing. You have to believe you're a successful coach who can help people lose weight and feel amazing before you did it, right? You will not invite people to join you in a challenge group if you don't believe you can actually help them. You're not going to put yourself out there on social media inviting people to join you in a challenge group or talking to them about how great this program is if you don't believe that you can help them. So the belief always has to come first. Otherwise, you will never take the action with the amount of courage, passion, and excitement that you need to have people want to follow you and join you. You have to believe that you have an amazing opportunity, and you will take it to the top before you actually do. You have to believe that you can lead a team and duplicate emeralds before you actually do. You have to believe it's possible, believe you are able to do it before it's a reality. You can't just wait around and doubt. You can't doubt your way into success. So take a look at that next step, whatever that next step is for you, and believe that you can get there. And then you got to just reach yourself out beyond your comfort zone and try it with gusto, with like as much energy and focus as you possibly can, because you've never done it before. So yeah, the first a couple times that you try, you're gonna have to like put it out there. You're gonna have to be like pedal to the metal, because it's outside your comfort zone. You've never done it before. You will learn and grow along the way, and before you know it, what used to be hard will be like no big deal. But you've got to have that belief first. Otherwise, your efforts will be half-hearted. Your efforts will be full of hesitation. Your efforts will be full of doubt, and they will not be effective. So what will it take to reach your goals? Belief, like I just spoke to you about, and consistently recruiting coaches, which I spoke to you about in the different categories of people that you're in, coaching, how long you've been coaching. Okay, but how do you recruit coaches, right? So let's say you're like, okay, I'm a new-ish coach. I've got 3 coaches. I know I need to do 1 a week if I want to get to my goal. Okay, I've got the goal. How do I recruit those coaches? I believe I can, but how do I do it? So let's talk about this. Leaders don't force. They invite others to join them. They do not pull teeth. Our job is not to pull teeth. Our job is not to convince people of something that they don't want to do. Our job is to make people want to do it, make people want to join us, and help them believe that they can be successful. So we don't have to force anyone, but we do have to put effort into making coaching something appealing that people would want to do, and then helping them believe that they can do it. That is the main thing that will help you recruit coaches. This is how I tend to do it. I try to post every single day on my social media something about coaching. Whether it's stuff that my challengers do or say, successes that they're having, or maybe we're just having a fun time in my challenge group and we're joking around about whatever stuff we are talking about. That community is appealing to people. I talk about how I'm planning assignments, how I'm preparing to give out prizes. I screenshot team calls. I talk about when I attend Super Saturday, take pictures of me working out, drinking Shakeology, having freedom. Whatever it is that coaching is doing in my life, whatever I'm doing that's related to coaching, I try to share once a day about that. I want people to see what it is. I want them to be able to see themselves coaching. You know, if I'm playing outside with my kids and I take a picture of them and I say, I'm out on this beautiful day with my kids, sending voice messages of encouragement to my challengers. Like, I feel like other moms could see themselves at the park with their kids and easily sending a voice message to a friend and encouraging them. Oh, that's coaching? I could do that. Like, I want them to almost put themselves there and start imagining themselves doing it, start imagining themselves having that freedom, having that connection with other women. So the more that you can share just your day-to-day coaching life, you're going to make that appealing to other people. I also try to share the benefits of coaching, whether it's like rank advancing or gifts that I got for rank advancing, or getting to pay for whatever, my Shakeology, getting to pay for a date night with my husband, getting to pay for whatever with my earnings as a coach. Again, I want people who are watching my life to see themselves and say, we haven't been on a date night in forever because we never can afford it. And that would be cool. Like, that would be great. You know, I want them to want it. Getting to go on free trips, and then just my own personal growth, how much I am changing as a coach, how beneficial it is to me. So I would challenge you, try to share every single day something about coaching. And it doesn't have to be this long post. I find the most effective ways, because I made the mistake early on of never sharing about coaching, and then all of a sudden gathering up all my courage and doing this huge, super long post about everything that coaching is doing for me, and sharing all these revelations and this big, like, don't you want to join my team? And it was just kind of like out of the blue, because I never talked about it. And then all of a sudden there's like this huge, like, hard gushing post about coaching, and nobody would like comment or want to join my team. And I'd be like, oh, like, I'm such a failure. It wasn't until I started breadcrumbing, like Gabby said, and started just sharing little pictures of coaching, just sharing little things in a very casual way, that people began to be interested. They were seeing lots of little pictures, and they were starting to connect the dots, and they were starting to see the bigger picture. And I didn't have to do this one big, huge post. It was like all these little posts. So that is how you can recruit coaches, is just putting more focus on coaching. Show how fun, how rewarding, how life-changing, how exciting that coaching is on a regular basis. And then invite a lot of people. Invite people to coaching. If you've been breadcrumbing it, people know what you're doing. People are probably interested to know more. People are, you know, very curious. Invite them to a coach sneak peek. Invite them to, you know, talk with you on the phone or have coffee with you or whatever. Watch a webinar of another coach on YouTube, and then you'll follow up with questions. Whatever it is that you want to use to explain to them what coaching is. I prefer the coach sneak peek. Invite them to it personally. I had a group of women who I really thought they were like cool girls. Like, you know, like you have those people in your network and you're just like, they're just the coolest. Like, they're so awesome. They have all this stuff together. Like, we have the same sense of humor, whatever. And they were not like in Beachbody at all. And so I was like terrified, but I sent them, all of them, an invite. And basically I said like, hey, you know, I've been like following you on Facebook, stalking you on Facebook, and I think you're so cool. I think that we'd really have a lot in common. I love watching you with your kids or your motherhood or whatever. You know, I have this amazing opportunity that's fallen into my lap. Things are just incredible with this company and this business. And I wanted to know if you'd like to learn more about it in this coach sneak peek that I'm doing. I just respect you so much. I think you'd be such a great coach. And, you know, let me know what you think. And I got a great response from it. And it was just like very personal to them. I was just totally like, they felt so flattered that I would choose them. Some of them said yes, some of them said no, but it was such a great like invite little message and group that I was able to reach. But you have to do the personal invites. There's just no way around it. You can't just post about coaching and never invite people and expect to get a good recruiting group. And then discount coaches. Like, yes, you do need discount coaches, and you are going to build your business on discount coaches to some extent. So you might want to give people an incentive for signing up for the discount membership from the very beginning. You might want to ask, well, not might want to, you need to ask every single challenger about the discount coach membership opportunity to save them on Shakeology every month. That's just being nice to your challengers. You've got to invite each and every challenger to join your coach sneak peek. Now that they've gone through a challenge group, I mean, if they're having results, their friends are probably asking them about it. And if their friends are probably asking them about it, they're probably already thinking like, man, maybe this could be great for me. And then, yes, public posts and invites. I don't even know why I wrote that there. That has nothing to do with discount coaching. So just forget about that. All right. So what are your next steps? Now that you've heard this call, now that you kind of know how many coaches you need to get to Diamond, now that you know how important belief is for you to reach that next step, now that I've given you some ideas of how to recruit, share more about coaching, be bold, send out those personal invites, what do we do now? I want you to write out your goals for the next 5 weeks. How many coaches do you want to add in the next 5 weeks? Do you want to hit Diamond, or do you maybe I want to be super close to Diamond? Whatever it is that your goals are for the next 5 weeks, write it down. Then reverse engineer it. How many coaches do you want to add each week? What do you want to, what do you need to do each week so that when week 5 comes, you're already there? Now that you know what your goals are, what actions are going to get you to your goals? What actions are actually going to make those goals a reality? Because it's great to have your goals up there, to see them every day, but what makes them happen? And then set aside time each week that you're going to do these actions. If you're going to invite, if you need to sign up 2 coaches a week, then you probably want to invite 20 people a week to coaching. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the truth. Probably like 10 of them will not even respond to your message, and then the other 10, maybe 5 will want to join your coach sneak peek and 5 won't. That's just the reality. Nobody has better numbers than that. That's just how it is. This is a numbers game. So if you want 2 coaches a week, you have to invite 20 people a week. So you got to set aside time for inviting those 20 people. Like, I need half an hour every Sunday night or every whatever. And then determine if you need to remove any obstacles or get any tools, right? So sometimes there's like that one thing where it's like, gosh, I really need to run a coach sneak peek, but I don't know where the files are, or I need those tools in order to run that coach sneak peek. So write it down. Like, what are the obstacles? What tools do you need? And talk to your upline and figure out how to remove the obstacles or get the tools you need. Because there's nothing worse than having the time set aside to work on something and realizing, crap, I don't have everything I need. I can't do my work, So think of that now so you can proactively get that all set up so you can just sit down, do your work, and move on. And then my last slide, it will always be in every single call I ever have. Dive into personal development as if your business's life depended on it. Because it does. Your business's life depends on personal development. Your progress depends on personal development. Your business will not grow beyond you. The faster you grow, the faster your business grows. The faster you have confidence in yourself, in your ability to lead, and your ability to nurture others, the faster people are going to be attracted to that. So dive into personal development as if your business's life depended on it. Listen to those podcasts, listen to those audiobooks while you're cleaning your house, while you're on the road. Read, do whatever you can to just fill your mind. even if it feels like it's too much. Sometimes I'm listening to a lot of podcasts and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much I want to apply from all these podcasts. It just feels like too much. You know, just maybe switch it up to just something that's going to like build up your confidence, you know. But even if it's not like, even if you're not able to kind of, because I like to go deep, even if you're not able to go deep with everything, just let that personal development wash over you. Like just let it keep coming into your ears, into your mind. It definitely helps, strengthens you, just makes a world of difference. So that is all that I have for you guys tonight. I hope that this was helpful and that you were able to kind of get some sort of strategy. I'm excited for the next couple of calls that we have because I think they're really going to flesh out for you sort of the nitty-gritties of really how to get these coaches on board, how to get them started strong, how to really build your team. But I just find it so helpful to know from the very beginning, okay, how many coaches do I need each week? How many people do I need to invite to get those coaches? How much time do I need to invite those people? Like all of these things are super important so that you can just sit down, push your business forward, and reach those goals, guys, because they're totally possible. Totally possible. So that is all that I have for you. I don't know. I don't think this is really like a call that has a lot of questions, but I guess I'll open it up, just give people a chance in case there are any questions that you guys might have. Lisa just said, I know a lot of you told me a lot of people don't respond to your invites. That's normal and that's okay. It is. To be quite honest, I have people in my circles who are inviting me to stuff too, like whatever oils and stuff like that. And even though I'm in the business and I know how discouraging it is that people don't respond to my invites, like sometimes I just let it sit there because it's like the least important email that I need to answer. And I don't invite and I don't respond to their invite either. And then they follow up with me and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally meant to respond to you. Like, yes, whatever. So yeah, guys, definitely follow up with everybody and just assume that they're just busy and they forgot. Not that they hate you forever and they never want to talk to you again, because that's not true. So, yeah, Marlena, I think we'll probably post the recording whenever, probably tonight. Gabby's asking if I have any suggestions for a spouse or significant other that isn't on board. And I'll open this up also to Lisa or Tara Lee or Sarah or Jess, if you guys have thoughts too. But I know for me, what really helped was sharing success stories of other coaches with my husband, showing him what was building my confidence, which was hearing other people's success stories, especially on the National Wake Up Call. I wouldn't make him listen to the National Wake Up Call, but I would just tell him like, oh my gosh, on the National Wake Up Call, this girl had this situation and this is what she did and now this is what their situation is. Isn't that crazy? Like I would just tell him, like if it encouraged me, I wanted to tell him because we're in it together. And he'd be like, wow, and he probably didn't believe me the first couple of times, but I just kept telling him over and over again. And after a while he just started believing.
Yeah, for me, my husband was pretty much on board right away, though he didn't really see it as being like a real thing. I don't think right away. He kept saying like, that's great. It's something that Lisa does. I don't know, like it wasn't a big deal. But as we were doing a lot of traveling, I was like, hey, listen, I got to get my personal development in. And I have a National Wake Up Call. It's only 30 minutes, If you guys don't have the podcast already, definitely download it so you can listen. I mean, listen to old ones. That's what I did when I first started and I didn't have a lot of things that I knew to listen to. I just went back and started listening to all these old ones and listening to the ones of like Lindsay Matway when she was a 5-star diamond was so encouraging when that was only like 2 or 3 years ago. And now she's like 3 times superstar diamond. That means 15-star diamond in 3 of her different business centers. Plus she's like 10-star, 5-star, and I don't know, other ones in all of her other business centers. So I think that was a huge thing for me. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Love you. Go. I think that was a huge one for me. Just like being able to listen to the national wake up calls, and Josh started hearing them and he's like, whoa, this is like for real, you know? And seeing Becca, and every time she would share her successes and her income like sheets with us, and we would see that, and I'd tell him, he was like, oh, like he saw it grow along with me. So along with my belief, his belief grew. And then when he started seeing, you know, our income go up, then it was like, oh, okay. And slowly but surely he started taking ownership in it as well. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah, and I actually, when you mentioned Lindsay Matway, I wanted to mention this in my call, in the slides, about the belief before it becomes a reality. Becca has shared with us some initial like conversations that Lindsay Matway had with some of her first coaches before, like she was maybe making like $70 a week or something like that. And her emails to them, her messages to them were like, I'm taking this opportunity to the top. Do you want to join me? This is going to be incredible. We are going to be, you know, like changing like thousands of lives. Like she was just so like, her belief was unbelievable. And she had, like her second day of coaching, she didn't even have any income to prove it, but her belief was just like rock solid. And that I always think of that when I'm like doubting myself. It's like, no, Vanessa, like forget that. Believe in yourself, and then send that message to that person, because this is amazing. Yeah.
I wanted to add, can you hear me?
You're a little bit like.
Okay, let me try to. No?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Sarah touched on it, but I think for us, with the envisioning, but also with communication really helped. Once I sent business hours, and so it wasn't just, I'm playing on Facebook, I'm working. And so once we kind of had an understanding of what my goals are, what it was going to take for me to get there. And so this would be a great time where I would say, okay, well, there's 4 weeks left until the end of the quarter. And so I'm going to be spending a little bit of extra time these next couple weeks. Are we cool with that? And kind of get on the same page to where, then I didn't feel guilty when I was working on Beachbody stuff, because we had already communicated about, okay, well, in between the hours, after dinner and before the kids' bedtime, or whatever that works for your family, because that was set ahead of time, it made a huge difference. And I agree with what the other girls were saying, where you kind of share other people's stories. But I think because, my husband knows some of my, coaching friends, and knows Becca, when they've seen that stuff, when he sees that stuff, it encourages him. But also we dream together and we have fun about it, because it's like, well, you know what, in a year or two, that could be us. That's what we want. And we'll be out on a date and be just dreaming together about it. And it makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I shared this with my team when I did a call. So this might be old for some of my people, but and I just put it in the chat. I would actually tell my husband like specifically what I'm doing with this time. Like, I need to take this time to work on this, and this will get me to my goal of that. So like, even at the beginning of the month, when I set my own goals, I tell my husband what my goals are. I'm like, I want to hit Success Club 10. I want to recruit 10 new coaches, and I want to, blog 2 times a week, every week this month. And then when I get a Success Club point, I tell him, I'm like, I'm at Success Club too. And he's like, great. Or I'll tell him, like, I really need to work on this sneak peek because I have like 5 people interested and that'll get me halfway to my goal. And so he makes this connection of like, oh, she's doing this because she wants to accomplish this. And I don't know, husbands tend to be very like goal task oriented, at least mine does. So it helps him even to like know exactly what I'm working on and why it's important for me to take that time. So yeah. And Shelby, I saw your post up here in the chat, and yeah, personal development is like total game changer. Totally just, what was it? I was going to say, like some of my favorite personal developments is just like sometimes reading autobiographies of people who have done amazing things, because you see how utterly and painfully normal they were in one sense, you know, and then how they just were like extraordinarily persistent, extraordinarily believing in themselves, but who they were, like just their flesh, their blood, how they grew up, like, oh my gosh, you know, what is wrong with me? Why do I limit myself when these ordinary people could accomplish these incredible things? Why not me? Why am I doubting, you know? So that's some of my favorite personal development, is just like little stories, and not even a whole book, but just like little stories of like, I don't know, Walt Disney or Teddy Roosevelt or whoever, you know, you just see like we're all human. That's it.
One thing I wanted to touch on, I know a couple of us talked about like scheduling things. Tara Lee mentioned it. That I've kind of shared this with my team already, but that's been like a huge game changer for our family. I'm really big into your priorities are what should manage your time. And that means all things. Like, I don't say this meaning that your business needs to be your top priority. You, along with your spouse, need to figure out what your top priorities as a family are. And then as that goes, you should schedule your time. So if I say, you know, our relationship and then our family as a whole is more important, and then maybe church activities, and then the business, and then like I can like name out all the different things in our life, then I delegate my time to those same priorities, and then I feel better about it too. Even on a personal level, like I don't stress as much when I'm out doing a church event, because I'm like, well, this is the time that's allotted for this. Like I purposefully planned on, you know, working during these hours, spending quality time with my kids during these hours, and I don't have to feel bad about it. Like I for 2 hours earlier sat there and like giggled with my kids and wrestled and pulled a splinter out of his hand and like 9 million other things, but I didn't feel bad about not working during those hours, because that was dedicated family time. Like I already had it set ahead of time, and that kind of like helps our family stay on track too. I was really out of balance at the very beginning of coaching, because, you know, our phones are awesome things, but they're also horrible things, because we can get really just attached to them and not ever be present for anything fully. That means that you're not giving your full attention to your business. You're not giving your full attention to your family. You're not giving your full attention to your spouse at any given time. And through that, everything suffers. So I just wanted to mention that. I haven't seen a lot of other questions, but I did want to mention when Vanessa mentioned breadcrumbing. If you're looking for a good personal development book and you're interested in the issue of breadcrumbing or what that is, a great book is Jab, 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 Right Hook. I think it's 3 jabs and then a right hook. But basically what it is telling your story, like little jabs here or there, telling your story about coaching or telling your story about your physical transformation or whatever it is that you're trying to convey, telling your story in little jabs, little pieces, that's breadcrumbing. And then you go for the right hook when you do the big ask, the big invite. And then the uppercut would be following up, because fortune's in the follow-up. So it kind of gives you really great strategies for that. If there's no other questions, I was going to ask if there might be a question about just this training in general, if anybody has any questions about that, how it might work. You can unmute yourself if you have one. You hear someone.
Yeah, so you guys are already probably all in the Diamond Mastery Invitational Facebook message group. That was a long title. And that is where you are more than welcome to, actually, we'd love for you to post the answers to those questions that I asked at the end of my call. And I can maybe post that slide, a picture of that slide in the group, so that you can just be reminded of those questions. Yeah, I'll post it in the little group. And yeah, it's basically just taking it from goals for 5 weeks, goals for each week, what actions do I need to take, when am I going to get these actions done, and do I need any tools, or are there any obstacles to me getting those done? So that's just a really helpful sort of way to think through goals, because I find that a lot of times I will get my big goal or even my 1 week goal, but I'll never think of what actions I need to take to get there. Or if I think of the actions, I don't schedule time to get them done, and then I never do it. So really, you are not what you say, you are what you do. So let's be girl bosses and do the work to move our business forward. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for being on the call. We will be recording all of these calls, and we will be posting them somewhere. I don't know, maybe Lisa's YouTube or mine. So you can take advantage of it, listen to it again if you need to, and start planning your strategy for these next 5 weeks. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great night, everyone. And I'll see you next week.